if an alien race invades Earth. Everyone is going about their often unremarkable daily life, until one day gigantic spaceships appear in the sky and the attack begins. Invaders from the outer space are relentless, technologically and biologically superior, and the situation looks bleak. What would happen then? Although there aren't any publicly available government procedures for responding to an alien attack, it's not hard to imagine what form they would take. Civilians would most likely be instructed to stay in their homes or closest shelters and await further developments. Instructions and news would be broadcast via TV and radio and also through social media. Following precautionary measures, the next course of action would be to assess the threat and organize a two-pronged response. First, we'd attempt to communicate with the aliens to understand their motive for entering the Earth's atmosphere. Specially equipped emissaries would go to locations where clear contact with the aliens could be made. We'd also try wireless communication as well as radio signal broadcasts. An alien entity sending a non-aggressive gesture in return would be considered a successful communication attempt. Artificial intelligence and human experts all over the globe would then process the recorded data and attempt to translate it as quickly and precisely as possible, since the fate of humanity might depend on a timely response. In case aliens did not offer any kind of response and remained docile, global satellite systems would monitor movements of their fleet, trying to gauge their intentions. Preliminary threat assessments, weaponry data and basic biological data on aliens would be available, offering answers to questions such as, what does the alien arsenal consist of? What kind of technology and materials do they use for their vehicles? What kind of creatures are the aliens? Invaders? How do they communicate? What kind of armor do they use? Are there any weaknesses in their technology that we could use to our advantage? Does humanity stand a chance against the alien? At the same time, the second part of the response, mobilization of military land and air units and preparation of weapons of mass destruction, would be silently executed. Leaders of world governments would meet in secret to discuss various scenarios based on preliminary assessment reports. A special Earth Defense Council, EDC, might be formed with the task of defending the planet. This is where things would get complicated. Some countries would undoubtedly feel left out by the EDC. Others would expect it to use the aliens as an excuse to invade their territory and would prefer to be left out. Finally, some countries would consider aligning themselves with the aliens if this would guarantee their survival. How things would go on from there would depend on aliens and humans alike. There is a high chance that one or both sides could misjudge the other's action as an act of violence, which could escalate to all-out war. It's easy to assume what would happen next. All rules of war would be ignored at this point. However, the fight would be anything but easy. Their weaponry notwithstanding, the aliens would have other allies on Earth, such as chaos among civilians. When the streets are empty and the military is mobilized to defend the perimeters, crime flourishes. It's easy to rob a home, a store or a pharmacy when there's no one around, and criminals would use this opportunity whenever they could. This would put additional strain on civilians, as families in their bunkers and shelters would also become targets. The other ally would be infighting among countries. Global chaos can be an excellent opportunity to attack a weakened neighbor, especially one that has mobilized the majority of its forces to combat the alien threat. Countries under attack would have to withdraw their forces from the EDC and defend what's left of their sovereignty. Movies depict alien technology as the superior one. I don't think this needs to be the case for them to win. All they need to do is help fuel global conflict so that the EDC gets destabilized in such a way it can't provide a coordinated response to alien threats. Finally, humans would be forced to either use nuclear weapons or negotiate with aliens. My guess is that both options would be used in the end. Depending on the success of the nukes, negotiations would either become unnecessary or result in utter defeat. Technology, weaponry or superpowers aren't always the be-all and end-all. In war, whether it's fought on land, air or in space, strategy reigns supreme. Would humans stand a chance against alien invaders? Please let me know what you think in the comment section below.